start with Prodigy of Mobb Deep. If your son came to you and asked you who Prodigy was, how would you explain?
Somebody who rhymed effortlessly, you know? And yo, Queens get the money, long time, no cash. Caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. You know what I mean? A fool retaliate because he had to think fast. Pull out my heat first, he pull out his heat last. You know what I mean? Like, just effortless, you know? A technician with it. You know, that infamous album is top tier, man. Top tier. A to Z. The work he was doing on that album, you know, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, top tier, man. Somebody who rhymed effortlessly, man. Embodied what it meant to check off so many boxes as a great MC, a great New York MC, and a great MC, period.
Dilla.
You said Dilla?
Dilla, yeah.
Somebody who my son already knows. You know what I mean? The greatest of all time.
Okay.
The greatest of all time. Someone who could do any and everything at will. Somebody who, if there was somebody who I get inspiration from as far as my approach to my lyrics, the inspiration I get from him is not, I mean, Dilla was nice as an MC, no doubt, but getting inspiration from them as a producer in turn for my lyrics, it would be Dilla. Like, a lot of people say, yo, you rhyme like a Dilla beat. Like, you find the pocket in everything. You know what I mean? Like, you find the pocket in everything. And I'm like, yeah, that's real. Like, I do. I've heard you rhyme like a Dilla beat and you rhyme like a trumpet. And all of that's real. And it makes perfect sense because those are the things I love. And so it makes perfect sense if I listen to jazz all day long, that when I approach a rhyme, the scheme and the pattern of the pocket and flow is going to be like a trumpet. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Like, you know, dedicated to who you knew and all that he knew were you, and love and memory. Call us a living funeral. You know, you know what I mean? Like,
wow, that's
crazy.
Like,
who, you know, like it makes sense if I listen to jazz all day. Subconsciously, it's gonna seep in. You know, so back to it. I mean, Dilla, the greatest, without a doubt, the absolute greatest.
Bassist Ron Carter.
Oh my gosh, Ron Carter, man. The heavy hand of just like what he's able to do and make the bass talk. You know, the thing about the bass, speaking of Dilla and Pocket, the drum is like the drum is like the logo of Pocket, but then the bass is right there. You know, if the bass got swing to it, that's the Pocket. Pocket is really just the swing, you know? Instead of it's and the bass is the bass is like one of the kings of the pocket as well. You know, the bass can dictate a lot in how dope a beat is, man. Like, you listen to, you know, what, Don't Sweat the Technique, you know, boom 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 boom. Like, that drag is the pocket, the drag is the swing. Instead of boom 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 boom, now it's boom 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 boom. Like, it holds on that last note, and right when it's almost too late, it comes back. Boom, 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 boom. That's the swing that you love. And then when the sax come in, and then it just comes together. That's the swing. Like, the bass is carrying that. And Ron Carter is a pocket swing master with the bass, you know?
Q-Tip.
Oh my gosh. Somebody I would love to do a fucking album with, man.
Oh, that would... Man, that would be crazy.
If I did an album with Q-Tip, I could hang it up after that. You know what I mean? Like, underrated genius.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be an underrated genius when your genius is put on display so loudly and beautifully. But he's an underrated genius, man. We know him because of Tribe, and we know he did all the beats with Ali and all that and everything. But like, when you think about the stuff that he's done, you think about all the Mob stuff and how he spearheaded the infamous album that we just spoke about, and, you know, what he did for that album, and whether producing it, whether just tightening up some drums, I mean, and, you know, such an underrated genius while literally being known as a genius, if that makes sense. You know, so man, Q-Tip is just that guy, somebody who stood the test of time in his own way. He's transcended all these generations while not adapting to said generations.
Yeah.
You know? And
I agree with that.
He's incredible, man. When people talk about greatest producers in hip hop, he doesn't get named as much as he should because you know him of being the front man of Tribe and everything. But then when you think about it, you're like, oh, hell yeah, Q-Tip is one of the greatest ever if you had to name 10 people on a piece of paper. You know, so he's just, man, somebody I want to do a fucking album with. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that would be incredible, man. That would be dope. Maybe two more. Nas.
Oh my gosh. The greatest hip hop album of all time, Illmatic. You know, to me, I always tell people, the analogy I give them is, if you had aliens or something from another planet and they asked, what is this hip hop thing you guys keep talking about? You play Illmatic and then you go from there. You know, you play Illmatic. Greatest hip hop album ever, without a doubt.
Wow, that's high praise right there, man. He said you play Illmatic and you go from there. Wow. AZ.
Another underrated genius, somebody who got a record deal off a verse. You know what I mean? Like one verse, no demo, no nothing. One verse. Yo, get that kid, give him a deal, give him some money right now. You know, visualizing the realism of life in actuality. Fuck was the baddest, a person's status, depends on salary. And it just goes. And somebody who, man, they're like a beating Father Time as far as being fly. You know what I mean? Like, AZ represents the OG Brooklyn hustlers that I grew up around. You know, I didn't grow up in the East. I grew up in the Style, Clinton Hills, and, you know, AZ was from the East, but like, he represents the OG Brooklyn hustlers who always fly, never see them not fly, never see them not smelling good, never see them not pushing the right thing, but not fly in the sense of you think they something to play with. Fly in the sense of they fly and they get busy and they about it, and they definitely got the hammer under that AV leather. Like, that's the era I grew up in, and those are the guys I grew up around. You know, AV leather, white tee or low sweater, Jesus piece hanging, good jeans with a small slight cuff, butter Timbs, fresh cut. You know what I mean? Peace God. That's all I know. Like, that's home. That's my comfort zone. That's home to me. Like, when I'm around those type of individuals, I'm like, yo, where my red cup of Henny at? Past that. Like, that's home to me. You know what I mean? And AZ represents that flawlessly.
If you ever did a record with AZ, who would produce it?
Oh man, Pete, one of the greatest ever. We could sing about Pete praises all day. Pete, Diamond D, Buck Wild. You know what I mean? Or I give it to one of my new guys. J.R. Swifts would kill that. You know. Also, but A is, man, he represents that. I don't think I ever seen someone without a haircut. You know what I mean?
That's real. Now that you mentioning this, yeah.
I think if you Google image AZ, there is not a single picture where he doesn't have a haircut. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Yeah, like, son is like smooth groove, you know what I mean? But get right to it, you know? So he represents that whole era. And that's my era. That's the era I know.
Hey, yo,